Hi there, Lloyd Machedo speaking to you from LloydMachedo.com. Who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding. Today the date is 15th April 2018. Time right now is 2:41. Okay, I just wanted to give you an update with regards to Conor McGregor's situation, which I just happened to find out through some of the posts that are there online. Now, for those of you who know, I'm sure most of the UFC fans and MMA fans know that on 5th April 2018, Conor McGregor with 20 other guys stormed into Barclays Center. They attacked the bus in order to, get kind of revenge for what Khabib had done to his friend Artem Lobov, where they had an argument. So Conor McGregor, when they started throwing objects, he threw a metal dolly at the bus. Glass got smashed, and it became a massive scandal. Now, because of his actions, you had Ray Borg and Michael Chiesa injured. They're small injuries, but Ray Borg had a small cut in his eye, and Michael Chiesa had a small little cut on his forehead, because of which they couldn't fight. Okay, and because of which he did get arrested, not a very big way, and he happened to get released, I think, the following day. But however, people say that he's going to be sued beyond belief, and people are wondering what's going to happen next. He was released on a $50,000 bail until June 14th, 2018. Now, so what is the latest update? I happened to listen to one of the podcasts in which Frank Mir is there. Frank Mir is going to have a fight with Fedor. In that, he gave a pretty interesting analogy, and I would like to share that analogy with you, which would really make sense of Conor McGregor. Why did he do what he did? Now, see, Conor McGregor is a businessman. Okay, he's a businessman. He's a guy who's only interested to make money, and we know this because the way he promoted the Jose Aldo fight, nobody had done it in the history of fighting. And you're talking of people who are. He's a featherweight, and nobody had so much of buzz for a featherweight, which he created in the history of UFC, in the history of MMA. Following that, he also managed to beat Eddie Alvarez to get the lightweight title. And then after that, he managed to get Floyd Mayweather. Just imagine his star power. Only he could do it. So it's very evident that he loves making money, because the amount of money that he made, maybe more than 100 million, nobody could have done it. Nobody. He's a genius. So Frank Mir, what he said is, he must have taken a flight, flown down. The UFC must have known that he is coming down, or maybe they didn't know. Let's give them benefit of the doubt. So he came there knowing fully well that there would be cameras, knowing fully well that there would be people who would be broadcasting this. And he attacked the bus. So, as for what Frank Mir said, that was a really smart thing. That's a wonderful way to promote a fight, that you make it like a WWE, like a wrestling, like you throw something and you show that you're angry and you smash things, fine. However, where it backfired was when the glass got smashed and people got injured. So let's assume if only the glass got smashed and nobody got injured, that was okay. It would still be a billion-dollar fight. It would be like crazy. It would sell like crazy. But because he did, he broke the glass and people got injured, that's where it proved to be a massive mistake. Now, you need to understand, Conor McGregor is a young guy. He's not old. You're talking of 88. You're just talking of, 29 years old. He's a young guy, 29 years old. When you and I were 29, we must have done a lot of stupid mistakes. So Conor McGregor is a young guy. And he made, he planned out everything perfectly. But where he made that mistake, the critical mistake, was when he threw the dolly, the glass broke or exploded and injured two people. Let's say minus the injury, minus the cut on Chiesa, minus the Ray Borg cut. If that had not happened, it would be perfect promotion. And here's another thing for you to think about. Here's another thing. UFC Embedded showed the whole fucking thing. If you see the behind the scenes, UFC Embedded, the anatomy, I think the channel is Anatomy of a Fighter. I'll put the link below. The UFC Embedded has literally shown bits and pieces of the entire clip. They were using that fucking clip to promote the fucking fight. Because they know for a fact, now Khabib versus Conor is going to be the biggest fucking pay-per-view match in the history of UFC. Bigger than anything else in their entire history in the world. It's going to be big. See, personally speaking, I'm not so keen to watch it because I just find he's just hyping things up. He's just showing, oh, I'm angry, I smashed it. See, Conor McGregor is a good guy. He would love to fight. He has a family, he has a kid. He obviously wouldn't want to hurt anyone. You know, throwing the dolly and puncturing someone's eye. That's not the type of person Conor McGregor is. He likes to hype up fights. He likes to pump it up. Okay, that's what he was doing. He was pumping up and hyping up the fight. And UFC loves this. UFC really. And how can I say that UFC really loves this? Think about it. Had it been anybody else. You remember Paul Daly? When Paul Daly hit Koscheck during a fight after the bell, he was kicked out of the promotion on the spot. And if you see The Ultimate Fighter, I think season 2, where two guys just brawled. They just had a fight in the near the swimming pool. Dana White kicked them out, two guys and the guy who acted like a referee. He just fired them. Here's a question to you. Had it been anybody else who had done what McGregor had done, do you think Dana White would have kept him? No, Dana White would have sacked his ass that very second. Let's assume some ordinary guy like Dennis Bermudez or say Artem Lobov did it. He would have terminated him on the spot. But because Conor McGregor is his cash cow, he's giving them millions, billions of dollars of revenue for their brand, for themselves. They didn't take any action. That's why they're quiet. They're just sitting and watching. It's so obvious. They've used their recording material, the incident that happened. They have not terminated him. White has not even given a statement that he is going to terminate this guy, he's going to punish him, he's going to find it. Nothing. He has not said anything. Now here's the thing. Dana White is not Conor McGregor's friend. They're not friends. He's using Conor McGregor because he's a businessman. Dana White is a fighting promoter. You need to understand that. That is why they have Tito Ortiz versus what's his name, Shamrock. That was hyped up. John Jones versus Daniel Cormier. That was hyped up. These grudge matches like Ronda Rousey versus what is the other female's name? I can't get her name. They hype these fights up. And the reason why they hype it up is because controversies sell. These kind of crazy stories, the millions of people around the world, logged in just to see what would happen next, because it is stuff like this. We don't like to see two fighters shaking hands, respecting each other and saying, I wish you all the best, let the best man win. You like to see drama. You like to see tables being thrown at each other, like if you see boxing, where Klitschko versus the other guy, what's his name? I can't get his name. He put water in his mouth and spat on his face, and they both tried to punch each other before the fight. We like to see all these controversies. We don't like to see normal stuff. So that's why Conor McGregor, he did what he did. He did all that gangster kind of stuff to promote the fight, not to physically hurt the guy, not to puncture someone's eye, not to break someone's skull open and blood come out. No, Conor McGregor is a smart guy. He has a family. He has been taking care of his wife, his kids, his family, everything. He's a smart businessman. So what he did until then was amazing, was wow, was reality TV fantastic, okay? But that glass, when it broke, that's where the whole plan turned out to be a massive disaster. Now, it only gets to be seen whether he'll get sued or not. Which I think most probably he'll be sued, because obviously that's the only way to make money. But end of the day, I'll tell you one thing. UFC is going to capitalize on this incident. UFC is going to promote the fight like fuck. They're going to promote the fight like crazy. Dana White is not going to terminate Conor McGregor because he's a goose that lays golden eggs. And Conor McGregor needs to recover all the losses that he'll make through these cases. And he'll promote the fight like crazy. He would do all the hyping up. Khabib is going to keep quiet. At end of the day, whether Conor gets sued, doesn't get sued, UFC will make sure that this fight takes place. It's going to be the fight of the century, which people are going to want to see. It's going to be billed as Ireland versus Russia. So people are going to be, West versus, the communist East or whatever. They're going to hype it up. End of the day, UFC is going to be a winner. Dana White is going to be a winner. Conor McGregor is going to make shitloads of money. So you can tell me if I'm wrong. You can tell me if I'm wrong, because I'll tell you, this is how business runs. When controversy occurs, when shock, all this shock, all that crazy stuff occurs, that's what we like. That's why Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, they were abusing each other, talking so much of shit about each other. I'll do this, I'll do that, yeah, and all that. After the fight is over, they were holding each other, shaking hands. That's what it is. So this is what I feel. Let me know what you think. I'd love to know. What do you think? Thumbs up if you like the video. Thumbs down if you didn't like the video. But yeah, I would highly recommend you listen to that interview by Frank Mir, by Brandon Schwab. Yeah, Brandon Schwab. He took his interview. Just check it out, because I think Frank nailed it on the head. And that is why, Michael Bisping and all these other guys, I've been listening to all their talks. This is nothing but a very intelligent move by Conor McGregor to promote the fight, because end of the day, he just wants to make money. Okay, so let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you think I'm wrong, right, or you just want to comment on what the shit is on my face, that's what, or many people say, who the fuck is this guy? Whatever. So let me know what you think. This is me saying goodbye for now. Take care.